What would actually happen if humanity detonated a nuclear bomb on the moon? Not in a movie, not in fiction, but in reality, using real physics, real energy, real science. Now, push that idea further. What if it wasn't just one explosion, but 100, 1,000, 10,000, 500,000, and finally 1 million nuclear detonations lighting up the lunar surface? Would we fracture it? Would its orbit change? Would the night sky look different forever? Today, we're scaling this scenario step by step, using measurable science, not exaggeration, not fear, just numbers, energy, and the laws of physics. Quick note before we continue. This episode focuses strictly on the moon itself. We are not discussing any effects on Earth here. If you'd like a separate video exploring what happens to Earth if 1 million nuclear bombs explode on the moon, leave a like and comment below, and I'll cover that next. To keep everything consistent, we'll assume each bomb has a yield of 1 megaton of TNT, about 4.18 quadrillion joules of energy. Stage 1. 1 nuclear bomb. A single detonation on the moon would be strangely beautiful and completely silent. There's no atmosphere to contain the blast, no thunder, no rolling shockwave, just a sudden sphere of light expanding into the blackness of space. Rock at ground zero vaporizes instantly. Molten fragments rise like glowing sparks, then fall back down. A fresh crater forms, and a localized moonquake ripples through the crust. From Earth, it would appear as a brief flash, a blink of light, then darkness again. Stage 2. 100 bombs. Now imagine 100 simultaneous flashes scattered across the surface. Hundreds of new craters appear almost instantly. Dust plumes stretch for miles. Ancient crater walls tremble and collapse under vibration. From afar, the moon might look slightly brighter for a short time, its surface dusted with reflective glass and powdered stone. Seismic waves travel farther now, longer, stronger, but the changes are still mostly cosmetic, like scratches on stone. Stage 3. 1,000 bombs. At 1,000 detonations, entire regions begin to transform. Large sections of lunar soil melt into dark, glassy plains. Dust rises high enough to form a thin, temporary exosphere, a faint mineral halo hovering around the moon. Moonquakes could last for hours, possibly longer. Surface vibrations interact and echo across vast distances. From space, the moon would no longer look untouched. Patterns of brightness and darkness would subtly shift. Stage 4. 10,000 bombs. 10,000 explosions push the effects to a planetary surface scale. Entire hemispheres become coated in fine gray powder. Gigantic melt sheets cool into reflective glass fields. The moon would ring with seismic energy, like a giant bell struck again and again and again. Some debris now reaches escape velocity, drifting away into space as tiny streams of particles. The surface begins to tell a dramatic story, but the story is still unfolding. Stage 5. 500,000 bombs. 500,000 detonations would change the moon's appearance in ways visible even without a telescope. Massive melt regions stretch across continents of rock. Thick dust veils drift slowly before settling over decades. Large areas become smoother, glass-like, almost alien in texture. Global moonquakes surge across the entire sphere. For a period of time, the moon would look different in the night sky, its surface reflecting light in new and unfamiliar ways. Yet beneath the surface, forces far greater than explosions continue to hold everything together. Stage 6. 1 million bombs. Now imagine 1 million nuclear detonations. The lunar surface undergoes immense resurfacing. Silicate vapor forms a temporary shimmering halo around the moon. Tiny streams of debris drift silently into space like invisible meteor trails. For a brief period, the moon might glow slightly brighter, its dust scattering sunlight like powdered silver. But here's where scale delivers its final lesson. 1 million megaton-level bombs release about 4 sextillion joules of energy. To completely overcome the moon's gravitational binding, you would need around 124 octillion joules. Even at this extreme, the energy released is less than 100 millionth of what's required to tear it apart. The surface is scarred, the crust is shaken, but the moon itself remains whole, its mass, gravity, and orbit still firmly intact. So, what truly happens? You reshape the surface, you melt vast regions into glass, you trigger global moonquakes and long-lasting dust layers. But the moon's deeper structure, its gravitational hold, its presence in our sky, endures. In the end, this thought experiment reveals something profound, not about destruction, but about scale. And remember, this entire exploration focused only on the moon itself. If you'd like the next episode examining how such an event might affect Earth, leave a like and tell me below. Because sometimes the most dramatic cosmic questions lead to the most surprising scientific answers.